All right. What's going on, party people? This your man Griff. Just finished a HELOC early in the morning, 8:46. It was at 8 o'clock. We got done in about 35 minutes, and probably 30 minutes now that I think about it, because we was talking a little bit afterwards. So we got done in about 30 minutes and had a little bit of chit chat with each other and all of that. Don't fret, y'all. There are still opportunities out here, and you just have to grab them. And I'm telling y'all, you just gotta take advantage of the opportunities. I know a lot of people are like, hey, train, but what good does it do you to train if in your mind you're scared to take the opportunity? Take advantage of the opportunity that's presented before you. See, here's the thing that you need to realize. These opportunities are presented to you, not to the person that's training you. It's presented to you, and you got to take advantage of it, and you got to hop on it and move forward with it. The problem is, and what I'm seeing is that a lot of notaries are worrying about being educated on what to do, but won't take advantage of the opportunity to do it. And that's where my mind is at with y'all. I'm trying to encourage y'all to stop being scared, to stop making excuses, and go out there and do this thing. But too many of you are not taking advantage of it. So like today, I don't think I got paid a whole lot for this here, less than 100 for this HELOC. It didn't take that long to do, like I said, 30 minutes at the most. The only reason why I even took 30, because the gentleman did a little bit of a reading of the pages, which is fine, and they had to go grab a different type of ID and everything. Had to go get the second thing of the ID, because I didn't get a chance to review the documents ahead of time. So that added like maybe 5 minutes to it, maybe 10 at the most. But we got through it pretty quickly. And what I saw in this here particular session that I did with them, closing, is that you just can't fret, and you got to be confident and constant and consistent, however you want to put it. I'm a little tired still, on going out here and getting work, because this guy, they're doing a HELOC, pulling out some money so that they can get some work done in the house. So when I got to thinking about it, and he was just talking in general and everything, basically there are people out here who they still gotta live life. They still have to move forward, get things fixed in their house. They still got expenses that have probably popped up out of nowhere. Kids going to college, gotta buy a car, get a car fixed, get the house fixed, have a great opportunity to invest in a business, or whatever the case may be. And where will they pull the money from? They will pull the money sometimes out of their own property that they have. Whether it's 10,000, 100,000, 200,000, if they got the money, they'll pull it out. I know somebody recently, they pulled out a couple of $100,000 out of a property that they had, because one business that they had, I guess it failed, not necessarily failed, but it started going, the COVID messed it up. So they had to shut things down. So they're using this money, I guess, to maybe pay off their creditors and things of that nature associated with the business. I don't know, but they got the money to pay that loan back. The bottom line is this: you can take as much training as you want, but until you man up, woman up, business person up, you're never going to see the fruits of all of that training. That's my issue, because everybody's trying to get you to do training, and I'm also trying to get you to do training, but I'm also trying to encourage you and help you to go out there and take advantage of the opportunities. Now, and the way that I do that is, when you take training with me, if you get an order, which I can't make orders come to you, but I do the best I can. If you're in my area, I tell people, hey, contact this person if I'm unable to do something. And I take notaries out with me when I need witnesses. So if I need a witness, I grab a notary. Hey, I need a notary. I got one tomorrow. Notary that took training with me, she's coming out with me. Okay. I always put the offer out to the people on my community tab first, and then a lot of times I'll hop on Instagram. So if you here on Instagram, and if I don't get somebody off of my YouTube channel, one of the members, then I will present it over here. I won't do it publicly on YouTube because you get all kind of folk coming at you. I ain't gonna lie to you. You get all kind of folk, off of YouTube and stuff. So you got to take advantage of the opportunities, and that's what I really need y'all to focus on. Is stop being afraid to take the chance. Just hit the button, say yes, I'm available, and just go do it. But what's happening is that you're taking training, you're sitting there watching the phone, the opportunity come, and then you go into Facebook mode. And I call it Facebook mode because what Facebook mode is, as soon as you see the order, oh, that ain't worth my time. So now you're making excuses as to why you can't go out there and do it. But you just spent all this time and money taking somebody's training, and then when the order comes, that ain't worth my time. I mean, look, they got to do better than that. How many orders have you had so far in your notary career? I ain't had none. Okay, you need money, right? How much did you pay for training? Well, I paid $35 for the training. I paid $80 for the training, or whatever the case may be. Okay, so you got an opportunity to make something back. Well, no, I need to make the whole thing back, and that's where your problem is. You don't understand business. So you invested $100 in training, but the order came back for $85, and you're saying that ain't good enough. I need $200, so that way I get enough to cover what I paid out and then some. That's not how business works. Okay. If it did work that way, then you wouldn't see all of the little 99-cent stuff sitting up in Walmart and Target that people can buy at the cash register. All of that is just ancillary money that they're making and stuff. They're not making a whole lot on every single thing. Okay, you really think they are? They're not. So sometimes these companies barely breaking even, and a lot of them are in a loss. So if a major corporation like Walmart, Kmart, and so forth and so on, Home Depot, if they're sometimes operating in a loss, what makes you think that you're going to always operate in a profit just starting out? Didn't say you couldn't work in a profit and operate in profit, but I'm just saying, just starting out, not knowing anything, and only taking some training, and then all of a sudden it's okay, yeah, I'm profitable and all of that. And everybody wants to be profitable, but you can't be profitable unless you start making some money. And the number one way to be profitable is to reduce your expenses, your expenditures, as some people will say. If you reduce what you're kicking out, when you pull in, you'll have more. But the problem is y'all spending so much time and money on stuff that you really don't need to be spending your time and money on, and then you're not making money. And the only reason, and you would say, well, Griff, you do training and other people, and you go to these conferences and things of that nature. Yeah, but I'm out here working, so I'm able to pay for the stuff. If I'm not working to bring in revenue, then how can I pay for anything? And what you don't want to get into the habit of is buying all of these things concerning the notary business and paying for all this stuff, notary business related activities and gear and courses, but you never do the notary business to make any money at all. And that's where many of you are at. You got to get out of that. Stop making excuses. Stop worrying about, well, I need to be perfect with this, I need to be perfect with that, man. Just go out here and do your bare bones basic. What you got to do is just make sure you notarize the document straight. If you can do that, then you're good. So I saw today that if a notary just hit the button and say, I'm available, when they know they are available, they can make money. Because there's people out here who are going to borrow money irregardless of what the interest rates are. And today's interest rate that I saw was 7.99. And when you don't understand the history of being the history of the interest rates, and I got a video on that, and I'll link it either up here, one of these spots up there, and in the description. I did a video talking about the historical part of the interest rates. They're historically still low. The problem is that folk don't have their finances together to where they can afford a 7.9% interest rate. That's really what the issue is. It's not that 7.9 is bad. The issue is you can't afford it. So, and there were people, and keep in mind this, there was millions of people who still couldn't refinance when the interest rate was in the 2s, 3s, and 4s because their finances wasn't together. And that's what you got to keep in mind. When people's finances are not together, they cannot take advantage of the opportunity that's presented before them. That's really what it boils down to. It's not that, oh, if they lower the interest rate, okay, they lowered the interest rate, and there was still tons of people who could not and did not refinance, buy a home because they could not qualify for the money. There were people who couldn't sell a home because they couldn't qualify for the new home that they was trying to get. So they had to stay with their butts where they was at. That's the way it works. And if you don't believe me, go do your own research. That's the way it works. The only reason why you're not buying certain cars, sometimes it's not so much it's the fact that you can't afford what they have it set at. If they got it set at 12% interest on a car, $35,000 car, I can't afford that. So what can you afford? I can afford 12% if it was an $8,000 car, because the payments are different. So irregardless of whether the interest rate is at 5%, 10%, 20%, the question is, can you afford it? And if you can't afford it, then oh well. So I don't know, that was a little fuzzy thing back there. So that's what you need to realize. So what you're doing is putting yourself in a position to be able to take the orders for people who can afford it. If they can afford that, then you need to be available to do the closing on it. That's all I'm trying to encourage y'all to do. Okay? So whether you take training or not, my training, whoever's training, that's on you. Okay? That is completely on you. Just like it's on you whether or not you accept an order. And stop making excuses. Take the order, go out there and do it, and you will be fine. All right? So y'all have a good one. Talk to y'all later. Peace.